This video is for those who are looking to overcome the fear of speaking in front of a camera. And why this is important is because this skill is incredibly important when it comes to content creation. Now, maybe you yourself, you are looking to create your first YouTube video or maybe your first Instagram reel. But this video will provide you with the correct tips and tricks on how to become someone that becomes comfortable speaking in front of a camera just like how I am. Now, the first thing to consider is that the more you practice, the more you are going to become better at speaking in front of a camera. Now, if you look at some of my older videos, I had a really hard time speaking in front of a camera. It was just a very unnatural process for me, and I would use filler words like ultimately or just like or whatever. And my sentences were not very clear and structured. But by being able to practice every single day since I first started posting, and recording myself for 3 minutes into the camera and just speaking about some sort of topic, that was the way I was able to get better. And by also taking those videos that I just recorded and playing them back and listening to the way that I'm communicating my voice in front of a camera, was able to provide me with the right information in regards to how I need to change my speech. And so I highly recommend that for you to be able to just start speaking in front of a camera. And the beautiful things about when you click record is that you can always choose to stop the video and just delete the video if you don't like it, right? Nobody's forcing you to be able to post on your first try. You have the power over that. So just start getting comfortable speaking into a camera and just know at least somewhat of what you plan on talking about. Now, as I say here, I know the topic of this specific video, but I'm kind of just letting my thoughts run. It's not like I'm reading off of a script, and actually, I highly encourage that. I encourage you guys to sit down, just like how I am, and be able to just think about what is it that you want to be able to communicate with the world today. And maybe that's a story, maybe that's a lesson, maybe that's something that is maybe a skill or a hobby that you're very familiar with, that you have a good understanding with, and that you can be able to speak to people about it. Now, I highly recommend that you do not also talk about things that you have no expertise in. Now, for myself, I would not be talking about shit that I just don't know about because I will not be able to communicate my thoughts effectively. But if you know enough information to be able to speak about a topic, then people will listen to what you have to say. And at first, like I said, it's going to be uncomfortable speaking in front of a camera, but you will be able to eventually overcome this by just practicing. And also, when you are speaking in front of a camera, figure out what you are going to do with your hands while you're speaking. Now, this video would be very different if both of my hands came into frame and I started moving them around as I spoke my words, right? But as I recorded this video, I'm only using one hand to kind of gesture. My gestures are to be able to reinforce the words that I'm saying. And so just try to practice that. Try to practice having a good body posture, right? And as I'm sitting here, I am not slouching. And as a result of that, my words are coming out better than as if I was hunching over, right? But just think about the way that you are also portraying yourself online. And think about the way that you are dressed, and the way that your hair is, and the way that your hand is moving, and the way that your eyes are not going like this the whole time, but you are actually focusing your attention to the audience itself. And I'll share something with you guys. When I first started, I was terrible at this. I was so fearful of, oh my God, what is that? What is my audience going to think of what I'm going to say, right? And that only limited me from being able to speak effectively. But if you try to at least practice every single day for, let's say, the next 30 days, then you will see a drastic improvement in the way that you communicate your thoughts effectively. And so all I ask is that if this video provided you with the correct value and hopefully was able to encourage you to try and practice this activity of speaking in front of a camera, then all I ask is for you to just like that button in this video and consider subscribing and leaving a comment. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, and my name is Tom. Thank you for watching. Take care.